And today, dear listener, I said we were talking about 7 destructive spirits in relationships. I said this one is one from the archives, because I've had very interesting experiences in my office this week where this particular reflection actually became very, very relevant. I said that we can be in a relationship, and this when I talk about 7 spirits, I'm not talking about demons. Let's be very clear. I'm talking about personality traits and things we have in our characters that at times sabotage our relationships and affect how we approach things or how our partners approach things. And I'm saying this also to bring an understanding that you may know where you are and where your partner is. And I'm very curious, me and Bramwell, just to know from you as well. Do you see yourself? Do you see your partner in what I'm going to mention here? Because once you know it, or know what the issue is, then you can be able to change it. Because I've seen couples in my office this week, and having discussions with them, and we are coming to find that this person has this spirit, this one has this spirit. And why they can't relate is because one has spirit 1, one has spirit 2. And if they're able to understand that about themselves and each other, then they'd find some form of synergy. Number 1, dear listener, is the spirit of the scorekeeper. The spirit of the scorekeeper. This is the person who, in the relationship, everything, dear listener, is always accounted for. Scorekeepers measure their relationship based on what they receive, not what they give. And when they give, there's always a string attached to it. Because relationships are always designed to be mutually beneficial. It is never designed, to be where we are always paying debts. But a scorekeeper is always counting. I paid school fees for you. I gave you money for rent. I took your mother to hospital. I did this for you. They are always measuring it, dear listener, by what they receive versus what they give. It's always that thing. I did this for you. I fueled your car. I did this for you. So whenever you're coming into a conversation, you find that if there's a conflict in this relationship, the conflict will be very strange because you'll hear one person saying, didn't I do for this? Didn't I do for you this? So you might bring up an issue and telling your partner that, I think you don't spend time with me. And they begin telling you, but 23rd of May, I did this. This day, I did this. I took you here on this day. I did this on this day. That's a scorekeeper. They're always keeping score. They believe that a marriage, dear listener, is won by how many points you get. They never forget. If they give you a lift, they will never forget. As long as you're in a relationship with them, they'll always remember. Number 2, my personal favorite, the spirit of a saint. The saint is the person in a relationship who they'll never see fault with themselves, but will always find fault with everyone else. They're addicted to fault finding and criticism. They'll always be the victim, and they're the ones who are always wronged in a relationship. They're the ones who you'll tell them that you did this mistake, and they'll go quickly to say, it is because, you came home late, it is because. You talk to me badly, it is because. And that because points back to you. The saint never, ever has a fault in a relationship. Upande juu, ushuke chini, they will turn it around. That you'll even question yourself and think, I think I'm the bad husband or I'm the bad wife. Who jamaa tulifika aje hapa? They are never, ever wrong. These are stressful people because no matter how much you try correct them, they'll always turn it back to you. Yes, you don't talk to me, it's because you're rude. You don't sleep with me, it's because you did. You don't talk to me, it's because you're the one who did. You're the one who did. I normally do that way because you. They'll never say sorry. They'll never see their fault. That is a saint, dear listener. If you're married to a saint, you need prayers. Number 3, the spirit of the warlord. The spirit of the warlord. This is generally the abusive person in the relationship. They are always looking for a confrontation. When they are quiet, they're preparing for the next fight. When they sleep, they plan fighting you. Everything about them is ridden with conflict. They are always ready for a fight. Yani hata akipumua, they want a fight. They attack you on every single thing. When they ask a question, it's going to be a fight. When they ask anything, it's a fight. And generally, people who are married to warlords are the ones who don't even want to go home. You find someone doesn't want to go home at all, or they say they're happy and their partners are not there. Because the warlord is always looking for conflict. Everything is conflict. If you buy 2 packets of milk, they'll say you are lazy, you should have bought 4. You don't use your head. Anything you do, they'll always fight you, dear listener. Number 4, Number 4 is the cousin of number 3, the spirit of the silent warlord. Number 3 ilikuwa warlord, number 4 is silent warlord. Who is a silent warlord? The silent warlord is the kind of person who now is always planning things to frustrate you, but see open conflict. Ni chini ya maji. They are the ones who don't shout, but what they do to you will make you shout. They don't shout, but vile atakufanya, you'll be shouting. They plot and scheme ways to frustrate and make your life difficult. That is the silent warlord. The warlord number 3 anakuanga open. Anavuruga vitu openly. Atakutukana mbele ya watu, atakukimbiza openly. Silent warlord anaplaningi chini ya maji. They frustrate you in silence. If someone comes into the marriage and sees them, they will say you are the problem. They will say you're the one who's causing problems. Because you're the one who's always angry. Yet umechokozwa. Wanakuchokoza every day, every time, but no one will ever know. In the family meeting, they'll always be very quiet and say, I'm very supportive to my husband, or I support my wife. What? Hata anasaidia, lakini wakati mko wawili, vile anakutega, no one will ever know. Silent warlord. Number 5, dear listener, the spirit of the bottomless pit. The spirit of the bottomless pit. I normally feel for people who are married to such people or people who are like this. The bottomless pit, these are people who are impossible to please. Because with this spirit, people don't know how to receive. And if they receive anything, it's never enough. They will resist compliments. They will complain. They will play victim. So unlike the saint who always finds fault with other people, the bottomless pit is overly needy and sensitive. They never have an end. You do this for them, they'll always move it forward. But you should do this. Oh, you don't give me enough. You don't talk to me enough. Anything with them, they are impossible people to satisfy. They will tell you, I want you to be going to church with me on Sunday. Then you say, fine, I'll go with you to church on Sunday. You go with them to church on Sunday. Then they say in church on Sunday, you didn't sit next to me. Then you sit next to them. Then they say, you are not singing. You must have been bored. Then you start singing. Then they say you did not sing well. It means that you're being forced to sing. So they'll always move something forward. You take them on a date, they'll complain it's not a good. Everything about them will always move forward, dear listener. Then number 6, the spirit of the misdirection. Ama nasemanga wale wa smoke screen. I like calling them smoke screen in other forums. Misdirection. This one is more common in men than in women. But it's there. Basically, people with spirit, dear listener, will always keep their partners with stories and issues that are not relevant. They'll confuse you with jokes. They're even willing to create conflict to avoid discussing an issue. They always create misdirection. They'll always create misdirection. This person can come home, let's say if it's a man, he can come home late at 2 in the morning. And you want to ask him, where were you at 2 in the morning? But when he enters, he begins another issue. When he enters, he begins complaining about something else. He begins complaining how he's not respected in that house. He's not loved. He feels as though he's being misused by you. You don't care about him. And he creates a conflict, and you forget you are addressing he came late. Now you are addressing how much you still love him, how much you still care. Misdirection is very, very common because people use it, and it's good to see it in a marriage because you can begin to address one issue and the person always creates another issue. I know in people who they can create a conflict. Let's say you find a message on their phone. They'll create a different conflict, which is why you're going through my phone. I never go through yours. You don't trust me. You're looking for me. Even the other day, I told you this. You didn't believe me. I remember this time I told you this. And they create another story. Even my mom said. So now you begin talking about his mother. And the issue was that you found a text message on the phone. Spirit of misdirection. Very common. And lastly, dear listener, spirit of comfort. Spirit of comfort. This is when the person believes that relationships manage themselves. What were autopilot? They often seem not to remember anything that has happened. No incident. They don't remember incidents. They don't remember information. They are quick to declare, I don't know or I don't remember in conversations, dear listener. They put little effort in peace or connection. They sit and relax. They know what to do, but will never do it. They know what to do, dear listener, but they will never, ever do it. That is the spirit of comfort. If there's comfort, they never deal with issues. They never want to address issues. They're always comfortable in their relationship. Their relationship runs itself. If you're this person, you're in love with yourself, you're dating yourself, you're marrying yourself, dear listener, they never, ever put any form of effort. Dear listener, those are the 7 spirits that are destructive in a relationship. I'd like to know from you, where do you fall in this? Or where do you see your partner falling in all this? Are you seeing yourself? Are you seeing your partner? We're talking about 7 destructive spirits in relationships. Where do you fall? Stay tuned, dear listener, to 88.3 FM, Waumini Soul Food.